Alfie and Peppy enters the lower deck, while Maury and Tim stands on the starboard port side of the deck. This leaves me with Danson. Ben used his words to say as Malfittori and Tim, we could use your help. I will help them. Danson and I part ways and head Tim to the starboard of the deck, while Danson is heard on the door on the same old side, where Jordan entered earlier. I greet Tim in the eyes, fixed on the brewing storm on the horizon. Hi. When we took a quick glance before his eyes back to the door of the horizon, it would seem that we're still preparing himself for entering the storm. Danson told me about help and something I can do. You know how to tie knots? I do. Wait, something is wrong. How do I know how to do that? I can't remember what happened to me 2 days ago yet. I know how to tie a knot? Then you should be fine. After a few moments, the ship begins to move forward. Gushing with a breeze and splashing of salty water touching my face as we get closer, the storm in the sky is getting darker. The cat's skin breeze turns the gale. Everyone in position? Danson shouts from the bridge on the second-story deck, while the Jordan is in the same room. Get the line now! I hastily grab 2 rolls of rope from under the mast and throw one to Tim. After receiving the rope, Tim throws something at me which I awkwardly caught in both my hands. I look at my hands like it's a pocket knife. If I were to work with these ropes, I could essentially hang on a knife. Before I cut the sail immediately, roll it! I nod Tim's instructions and put my arms on the top of the mat and pull out a socket I found, which is right in my pocket. I wait for Maury to finish cutting the sail. I look at him and he drops the water, began to fall into the dark side of my face. 2 storms later. Tim scoffs and comments sarcastically to me, replying an awkward smile. Done. Maury yells from the top of the mist, dripping off a layer of thick fabric to us. Without hesitation, Tim grabs it before even touching the deck and rolls to the side of it. What are you waiting for? Get on to it! He shouts from being the slow roll of the sail leading on his side. Knowing that he's been waiting for me to react, I abruptly join him, rolling to the other side of the sail. As soon as the roll, the square continues the rolling of the pace. I'm almost unable to catch. I didn't take much to roll the 7 meters of the sail with that speed. Tim climbs to the ground. Guy rail, lift the sail up on the boom. He points his finger towards the engine. I should climb to the mast and do the same. Meanwhile, Maury has climbed down and ready to help us. I'm the only one between them. Stalls, since I don't know what I should do. Get up and tie the sail. Maury instructed me to climb to the broom, order without saying anything. He grabs the sail roll and climbs to Tim, waiting to the other side of the branch. Maury lifts the sail from one side and looks to hold on its place, while waiting for me to sail onto the boom. Our rain which shows not turned to downpour, the raindrops is made of our clothes to the damp and wet in minutes. Maury keeps raking his backwards, every time his hair falling down in the face because of the water. Fortunately, my hair is short, so Maury's problem's not my problem. I wrap the sail at loose this time to secure the knot, test and fix it in its place. I give the signal to Maury. I'm not done here, so it lifts the sail up to the end. Is it true that Maury is stronger than me? I tried to lift the sail earlier and I couldn't do it. See Maury able to do it alone proves it. Tim, you need help? I shout at Tim, noticeably having a hard time with the sail. No, stay there! The strong wind around pushes Tim around, having difficulties between hanging on and keeping his balance, trying to sail. Despite his conditions, he rejected my offer for help. Knowing that Tim needs me where I am, Maury proceeds to help instead while I continue securing the sail. Ugh! What happened? I heard groaning noises on the other side of the room. I found Tim sucking the valley between the index of his thumb and left hand. I take and accidentally cut his hand. He's about to close the tie. You okay? I dropped my knife. I was right. He accidentally cut him in his hand and dropped his knife in the ship. I can see that he hasn't finished securing the sail yet. I hasten my pace to finish the tie so I can help Tim and Maury. Wait, I'll be there. I shouted at Tim and Maury. I couldn't have difficulties hanging on, but from the looks of it, faces, I know they want me to hurry. Done. I jump off the mast of the deck and run towards Tim and Maury. But when I land, the ship crashing against a big blue wave. The turbulence is enough to throw me and Tim and Maury off balance. I raise myself so I can see Maury helping Tim to stand. I hold the knife's edge and point to the handle to Tim. He shakes his head, seeing with me the handle of the knife. hinting that he's not a condition. I can see the blood dripping from his lip. Despite his desperately sucking in the blood, enough to state that the wound is deep enough. I'll check the engine room. I think I can help there. Tim says, still biting his left hand, keeping his balance while toppling over himself to walk towards the lower deck. I'll ask Alvy and Peppy to help us there. No, just help them down there. The only option is for me to finish his work. I've only seen Avy and Peppy, but not suitable for Dex works. Why? I refuse Tim offers while still focusing on myself while tying knots. Yeah, you just help them. Also, I want unnecessary students, him entering the lower decks, I finish tying the knots. I shake the sail a few times to make sure it's firmly secured. Done? Yeah. We're done here. Looks like we're on the bridge. No objection to his words. I put on the knife in my pants in the back pocket. Look at the sky as the moment I vaguely remember this scene. Gray and black atrocity pour over, having difficulties with the real. That's what it's not. But this time I know exactly what this is real. What are you doing? Maury shouts from the door, leading towards the bridge, as he shouts indistinct, trying to fight against the storm song. But his vague voice is enough to attract my attention. I'm coming. Help! Suddenly a startling scream can be heard from approaching from the lower deck. Not Tim's voice, but sure as Peppy's panicking voice. True to my prediction, he is rushing from the lower deck. What happened? The engine, it's overheating. What? The engine is overheating. What do you need me to do? We need to cool it off. I've tried pouring water on it. Okay then, I tell Dunstan about the situation. Peppy and I disappear without saying anything and head to the door to the right side of the deck. Dancing, the engine is overheating. I scream to the other door without entering the room. I know my voice is loud enough for both of them to hear. Damn it, turn it off then! I should go without saying. I slam the door and run towards the room of the lower decks. But before I can enter, I just stop right before Avy could clash in with me in his head and his buckets. There you are. Can you feel these buckets? Right, and Danson want me to go and turn off the engine. Okay. He hands off the 4 buckets to me, which I immediately pour to catch some of the rainwaters. It doesn't take long to fill and pour up the buckets with the contents. Over 3 buckets and one of them make it full. Pest 3 in the back of the other place. I carry a full bucket to the lower deck and head to the engine room. Water! Pour it over the engine. Without hesitation, I follow Avery's instructions. Trident stands to splash the engine with water. With one swell swing, I empty the bucket and all its contents collides with the hot engine. A lot of steam spreads around the engine, which means of the engine still heating. I'll get more water. I rush myself towards the lower deck road with a stopping run towards the upper deck. I find all the buckets down almost filled to its full. I put down an empty bucket and carry take 2 in one of my hands. Tidal wave? Huh? I can hear something yelling from the bridge, and I raise up my face upwards despite what feels that hurt. Rapid raindrops landing in my face. The tidal wave is approaching from the port. Turn the engine back on. It's still heating. Just do it or we're going to get capsized. Again, I rush myself to the lower decks and run the 2 buckets of water across the corridors towards the end, left turning to the infirmary. I turn the engine back on. I shout as I barge in the engine room, Tim and every Peppy looking with me discomfort, perhaps questioning my statement. While they're busy staring at me, I am already preparing myself to splash water onto the engine. It's still heating. I know, but there's still a tidal wave coming. We need to turn it. The engine will bust. Every second I keep arguing with the tidal wave is closing. Nothing they can do except to turn. I shout while putting the bucket in my hand, right preparing for another one. Damn it, turn it back. Damn it, turn it back on. Avery finally gives me the instinct, and Tim and Peppy return the engine back on despite the engine still steaming. While all of them are trying to turn the engine on, I'm trying to empty the second bucket. Peppy wraps a cable around the generator and puts all of his might a few times before I can finally turn the engine on. The same is poured on a second bucket empty. I'll get more water, I tell Danson. The engine is on. Grab buckets and run towards the deck again. Check the other 2 buckets and replace the buckets on the deck with the ones I carry. The engine's back on. I shout towards the open window of the bridge. Brace for impact. Jordan warns me I accidentally caught a glimpse of the corner of my eyes. The port side of the ship is at least 10 meters of tidal wave, which I thought was for skies at first. With the sight in front of me, I dropped both buckets on my hands and dropped my jaw, also. Too late for a turn. As soon as I regain my alertness again, I run towards the guardrail, port side, and grab it. I wish I could have seen at least 3 of the engine room. And also, as I tight holding onto the guardrail, I notice my nose is bleeding again. It's not the best time for this. Promise me you will show me the sea? What? I heard something someone whispered. That's impossible. Where someone shouts here, I can barely hear them. Then I can hear this whisper crystal clear. With soft, smooth voice, I remember that voice. A voice of white light, figuring my dreams. How can I hear her voice not be dreaming, aren't I? I try to bite my anxiety, index and fingertips to confirm how it feels. But then, how can I hear her voice here? The ship has only made 2/3 of the turn. The tidal wave collapsed and crashed in the ocean water. The aftershock caused the ship to lose balance. It slanted almost half to the other side. The slightest push will turn the ship over. During this moment, I can feel a sharp pain in my head. My nosebleed will not stop. I close both my eyes and press my right hand against my left eye. Grind my teeth to suppress the pain. No matter how hard I try, the pain is too sharp. For a moment, I close my eyes, but nothing as odd is happening. The sound of rain suddenly stops, replaced with the soothing of a sound of calm waves. I slowly open my eyes. Pain gradually disappears. As my eye steadily adjusts itself, my eye see a slight something impossible. Thousands of raindrops, or millions of them floating right in front of my eyes. The raging once disappeared, despite the sky surrounding me still in dark clouds. What happened? Tim, Avery, and Peppy barged from the lower deck, are shocked to look at their faces. Slowly I raise my body to understand what has happened. Jordan, Danson, and Maury all seen the bridge have dazzled looks. I touch one of the rainbows, and slowly the raindrop pours from my finger to skin like gel. But as soon as I remove my finger from the water, it does not return to its original form. The 3 men under the lower deck of the doorway try to do something, also with the same result. The first one, I snap out of the facade with Danson and immediately accelerate the ship, the sea calm water in the bathtub. The floating raindrops which collides with only stretches of gels avoid hitting us. The calm sea is floating raindrops, happening despite the sky still shrouded in a storm cloud. Even after navigated through the storm, even with what had happened. All of us try getting a rational explanation, as if Danson is getting out of the storm, but none of us can even get a theory. Except for me. For some narcissistic reason, I believe that I might have something to do with this phenomenon. Hours later, I am staring at the night horizon over calm seas. Jordan approaches me. He offered me a cup of hot chocolate, which I quite enjoy. What do you think about today? Jordan asked, looking suspicious eyes. I know he must be thinking I have something to do with it. I don't know. I'm just clueless as you. I don't know what else I had in my mind, but I can see it's found a piece of the truth away in my answer. Anyways, for what? I didn't really do anything. I must tell you something. What's that? Remember when you said your rescue party will be waiting for you in Mombasa? Yeah? I lied. There'll be no rescue party. Is it okay I can think I make my own way to India? That's not what I meant. What it means is there's no rescue party waiting for you in Mombasa. What are you talking about? When I reported about you yesterday, we knew that you were not a victim of the plane crash, but you were wanted, huh? You were wanted because you said to be responsible for the fall of the private flight owned by a Gralian Earhorn. What he just changed about his emotion expression. My eyes dilated. I can't hear anything else, but my mind is too busy processing the previous start. What did you just say? It's that name again. That name I keep hearing from the important, but why? I crashed a plane? Seriously? What happened to me? I lost my memory as I keep seeing things I don't even know my name. Seeing what happened earlier today. What am I? Chapter 1 end. End chapter. Continue to chapter 2. Beta Identity Part 2. 22nd of June, 2010, coast of Mombasa. Seasick is what I feeling right now. Spent hours alone, almost without budging a single step from this bed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Terror Cactus, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!